Hi, editing Cisne here. I did mean to follow the tutorial on screen and while giving my commentary, but the audio failed in the middle of doing it and I didn't realize. So instead here we have our usual speed paint for background. Yeah. Hello everybody, welcome back to Cisne con corbata. My name is Cisne and this week we're going to be following a Bob Ross tutorial and translating it to a digital form. And of course, painting digitally is very different to painting with actual paint. So we're going to be creating some custom brushes so we can better replicate the effects showed in the tutorial. Before we start, this video is the first one in the playlist of tips and tricks to digital art. In addition to that, you can also find the playlist of drawing for beginners. So if you are a new artist or you just want to revisit the basics, remember to subscribe and click that notification bell so you will get notified every time I upload new videos about art. I'm also going to be posting a condensed version of this video in my Instagram, so follow me in social media at Cisne con corbata. Before we even pick out the tutorial we're going to be following during this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what's the process we're going to be following to create our own custom brushes. Just so we have a better understanding of the way brushes work, we're going to be taking a look at conceptual elements. Those are point, line, plane, and volume. The concepts are really simple and they are deeply interrelated. So we cannot talk about one without talking about the other. The first of all is point, which is the most basic and simple element of any visual creation, and we can easily represent it by using a dot. Any dot is a place in space. Then it comes the line, which is simply a quick succession of points. We tend not to notice that a line is just a quick succession of points, and this is because they often overlap, creating the illusion that it's a different thing when it's actually just a lot of points one after the other. It works the same when it comes to plane and volume. A plane is a succession of lines that overlap at some point, while volume is a succession of planes that overlap at some point. Brushes work by following these conceptual elements. First, you create a simple shape that will act as your point, and then you indicate the computer to repeat it in quick succession to form your lines and eventually your planes and volume. The way we go about it in Photoshop is to draw our shape in an empty canvas. To ensure better and more consistent results, we will be working with a grayscale, with black being a completely solid color and with white being completely transparent. This is, if you create a brush that is drawn completely in white, you are actually not creating anything, because the computer is going to process it as if it was transparent. And therefore, if you work with any shade of gray, then you're going to be getting brushes that are somehow transparent by default. As an example, I can show you the custom brush I used to sign my works. The bubble was originally painted in black, and the letters were painted in white. So instead of having two colors to the brush, it just created a negative space where the name of the channel goes. After we have created our shape, we go to the menu Edit and then Define Brush Preset. After this, you will be presented with a window where you can name your brush. Once you click Save, you are going to be able to find your brush along with your other brushes. This brush is going to remain there as long as you keep using the same device and you do not uninstall Photoshop. If you want to have some backup or use the same brush in a different device, then you are going to click this icon and follow the path I'm showing you on screen. When it comes to custom brushes, we're often faced with the fact that our brushes might not work the way we want to. For this, we go to Window and select Brush Settings. In here, you will be shown a list of everything you can change about your brushes. You can change the spacing from point to point, select how your line would look like when going to different directions, and even combine it with another brush for special effects. The list of brush settings you can try is very long, so for this I just recommend experimenting and finding something that you like. But if you want me to go more in depth about the different settings you can use, just leave me a comment down below and I will be making a new video for that. So here we have our finished Bob Ross painting. To be honest, I'm more used to start with liner and then go from there. But this was a really fun activity and I would recommend you do the same. Bob Ross was an amazing teacher, and testament to that is the way that we keep recreating his tutorials even though he hasn't been in the physical plane with us for many years. You know that I hold really close to my chest the idea that talent is not important at all. That the thing that really matters is that you are willing to put in the effort and to keep practicing and loving what you're doing. And I was thrilled to learn that Bob Ross actually held this belief as well. He actually has this phrase, I'm going to put it on screen because I cannot remember it exactly, but it's something along the lines that talent is just a skill you are willing to practice. And yeah, I'm really happy to have come to the same conclusion Bob Ross came to, even if I didn't know that. And knowing that he believed that only makes my admiration for him even higher. So if you don't want to take it from me, take it from Bob Ross himself. Talent is not important. Passion is what is important. Effort is what is important. So that's everything for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe, click that notification bell, give me a like, leave me a comment telling me what is your favorite Bob Ross tutorial, and if you have ever followed one. Remember that I'm on Redbubble, the link is down in the description, and also you can follow me in social media so we can keep the conversation going, at Cisne con corbata in every single one. I wish you a great day and an amazing life. See you next week. Goodbye.